last time they played Valencia back in January. It was a 7-1 demolition, and yet another demolition here. As you can see, they absolutely dominated pretty much everything. Valencia definitely will want to forget this game as they make the short trip back home. Let's welcome in our Luis Garcia as well, who joins us for this one. Luis, you've been watching the game pretty closely. We spoke about Hansi Flick and the strong words that he had about the team before the international break when they suffered that not quite shock draw against Rayo Vallecano. This is a big performance, a big win for them. How pleased would he be?
Yeah, exactly. And it was needed for Barcelona, something like this. And everything from the very beginning looked like it wasn't going to be a good one. We were trying to get the results, and we were quite tight to 3-1. Let's see what the Valencia can bring. It's not a big stadium, it's the smaller one. Raphinha is not going to be there. He's been late. Lamine Yamal was injured. A lot of things happening around. But today, I think Barcelona proved that the depth in the squad is working, that the messages that Hansi Flick has been sending to all the players, I think they are kind of getting into the system of all the players. Today, Fermin Lopez was outstanding, fantastic. The player who was replaced in the first game of the season at halftime, didn't play against Levante in the second one, and in the third one only had 30 minutes. So you are sending those kind of messages. The one who is not delivering, the one who is not giving everything when I ask, is going to be replaced by another player who is going to try to get the opportunity. Today, you could see the speed on the ball, the aggressiveness going forward, ambitious after scoring 3-4 goals. They wanted more. The players who were coming into the second half there to try to refresh legs and give some rest. They also giving something extra to the team. So I think that today it was overall a fantastic performance from Barcelona. From the back, very solid with Eric Garcia and Garcia not giving any chance to Hugo Duro or Danjuma. And in the middle of the park with with Casado and Pedri, that they did a great job just handling the tempo of the game. And of course, the player we were talking, Fermin Lopez, Ferran Torres, even Rashford, I think that today gave something extra to the Barcelona, that 1v1, the speed and the power that he can provide. So fantastic performance, and well, time to next in the Champions League.
He received the captain's armband when he came on the field, and I think that's a responsibility that Raphinha now holds dear to his heart and close to his heart. And you got to remember how difficult it was for Raphinha to begin with at Barcelona, and you got to remember how close he was to leaving Barcelona, and how most people were thinking, bring in Nico Williams. Mm-hmm. And somehow Raphinha has worked his way to the very top of this club to where he is the club captain. But you cannot have a club captain being late. That's a message sent by Hansi Flick, and as I said before, message received by Raphinha. He took it upon himself to then show up and then answer the call whenever he was given an opportunity. He came on the second half. The team became better with Raphinha on the field. No surprise there. He scores a couple of goals. Barcelona were outstanding in the second half, and in the end, it was a backside whooping. Barcelona far better than Valencia, and that's not saying a lot because Valencia, on the other side of the conversation, I know this is not a Valencia conversation, but just as a side note, good Lord, they're terrible. Good Lord, they did not even compete today.
Yeah.
They have a lot of work to do.
Stevie, you've had to make tough calls as managers as well. When you look at the Raphinha situation, this is exactly what you'd want of a player of his caliber, and considering he's a leader on this team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the kind of response you want from the player. But for the manager or the coach, sometimes things fall in your lap that help you big time. You know, the fact that Koundé had already been given the same treatment previously puts Raphinha in a position where everybody's looking at the manager. What's he going to do with the captain? Is he going to do the same? Plus, it's against Valencia. It's against a team you know you're going to win the game. So for Hansi Flick, this is a perfect situation. Just in case there was anybody in any doubt who was in charge, this is a perfect time for him to go, you're late, Koundé was late, same treatment, nobody gets treated any differently, you're sitting on the bench. And then everybody just, if they didn't know it, they know who's in charge.
And to your point, Stevie, to further even what you're saying, is the fact that ahead of the international break, I think Hansi Flick was trying to make the larger point to this team that, hey, I know we did some things last year, but in order for us to be able to repeat and achieve the things that we think we want to achieve and the thing we're capable of achieving, we got to clean some things up. And part of that is our attitude within the locker room. And he spoke about the ego and how the ego kills locker rooms. I think this, to your point, Stevie, fell in the lap of Hansi Flick, and because he can now utilize it as a tool, as a tool where he makes the point that no one is above what we're trying to do, regardless of who you are. But give credit to the player.
Yeah.
Because you could sulk, you can get angry, you can turn your back on the coach, you can get to the side and create your own group and start sort of breaking the group apart. Instead, Raphinha comes on and says, all right, hey, okay, all right, mala mia. Let me do my job on the field and continue to lead this team.
Luis, we know that Barcelona now turn their attention to the Champions League. They have Newcastle. They eventually will also have PSG, which we could say is the team to beat in the Champions League, considering they're the defending champions. Right before this game against Newcastle, though, this is exactly the kind of statement win they would want before that game.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know if Lamine Yamal is going to be ready to be at that game. And it's something important because those kind of games, you want the best players on the field. But definitely having at this total overall fantastic performance give you so much confidence. Not only to arrive there at Newcastle, there is not going to be an easy game. You know, the crowd, the atmosphere that they create, and the way that they are playing at the moment is important and is strong. But this Barcelona side is ready for everything, and it proves that you rotate players, you change players, and the system continue working, the intensity continue there. And again, with these kind of messages that Hansi Flick is implementing into the team, everyone who is involved is going to give 120%. So I think the Barcelona is ready to challenge again for this Champions League.